Set 76209, Thor's Hammer, is a LEGO Marvel superhero set. It comes with 979 pieces, one minifigure. It is for the ages of 18 and up and was released March 1st, 2022. It retails in Canada for $129.99 Canadian, in the US for $99.99 US, in the UK for £104.99, and in the rest of Europe for €119.99 up to 129 euros and 99 euro cents, with Finland being 139 euros and 95 euro cents. I am just coming off from being sick, so my voice is going to sound really weird in like this review and the next one. So the front of the box has a large picture of the set, and I saw this on a display in Lego Store West Ed, and this was phenomenal. It's pretty big for what you're getting. It's cool. The top, you have Marvel Studios' The Infinity Saga Thor's Hammer. It also shows that on the set you have the Infinity Saga, a plaque with the Infinity Saga, and then the name of the hammer, Mjolnir. So the title of the set isn't Mjolnir, just Thor's Hammer, but they do mention that name in the actual set. Lego logo bottom left, along with all the information on the bottom, along a blue Lego mosaic piece background, and Marvel is on the bottom right. The other side has the Lego logo on the top left and the Marvel logo on the top right. You have another picture of the hammer in its sort of upwards position. You have 4 pictures here. The top one is a blueprint diagram with the dimensions. So from the edge of a rock to the edge of a hammer, and this is while the hammer is on that the sort of rocky stand and at an angle, so it's not straight up, it's at an angle. The width of it is 29.7 centimeters or 11.6 inches, and the height is 46.2 centimeters or 18.1 inches. Below that, you have a picture of the actual hammer from the first Thor movie, that was in I believe 2011, so you have the actual hammer there. To the right of that, it shows the compartment that you can put several objects in that are shown in the picture to the right of that. That picture has Thor holding a hammer, so the minifigure, and then you have the Eternal Flame, the Infinity Gauntlet with all the Infinity Stones, and the Tesseract from Odin's Treasure Vault there. One side has the name of a set in 2 other languages. You also get where the components were made and distributed, along with a warning that due to small parts, there's a potential choking hazard if children 0 to 3 consume them, so you gotta watch out for that. And the other side has the Lego logo on the top and the Marvel logo just below it. Near the very bottom, very faintly, is the symbol that you see on Thor's hammer. It can be seen in the picture on the back, the like actual real life hammer picture on the back of the set, but it's very faint on the bottom of this side. The top of the box has the Lego logo top left, Marvel logo top right. In the middle is the hammer laying on its side, and on the bottom right is the actual size indicator, which is a 2x4 sort of wedged angular piece. Very, I don't know the name, but it's a sort of just really interesting looking wedge piece there. And the bottom is basically that blue Lego mosaic that I told you about, and it has the usual UPC recycling and trademark information. So the set is a taped set, so you'll get 2 pieces of tape on either side, and there really shouldn't be, and yeah, there's no white box in here. Okay, so here are the contents of the set. You have 11 bags labeled 1 to 5. Bags 1, 2, 3, and 4 have 2 each. 5 has 1, and then there are 2 separate bags for random large parts of the set. You have the instruction booklet in a plastic sleeve, and no stickers, which I love. I love no stickers. So on the first page, you have building a superhero. So it just has to do about the just a bit about the construction of the Lego hammer. The other page has a bit about the actual hammer from the movies. So just a bit of the lore from that. Bag 1 deals with the main support of the shaft of the hammer handle. Bag 2 deals with the actual aesthetics of that, plus the main supports for the actual hammer piece. Bag 3 deals with the top, bottom, and sides of the hammer aesthetics, plus the Infinity Gauntlet and Tesseract and all the things for the little Odin's Treasure Vault thing. Bag 4 deals with the ends of the hammer, finishing it off, and Bag 5 deals with the Thor minifigure and the actual base part of the hammer there. The back of the instructions have 2 pages of parts, and there's a feedback and win, so you can enter on a survey on the LEGO site and give feedback and be entered in a chance to win a LEGO set. So So for the packaging, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. There was nothing wrong, nothing great, and it was just basic packaging here. And I really can't wait to build this. Before I begin, as always, there is timestamps in the bottom of the description below if you want to skip the time-lapse or go to different parts of it. I usually have most of the stuff labeled out there. And I'm watching a YouTube video as background noise, but occasionally I'll look up and it looks really weird when I speed it up, so my eyes will be like flickering back and forth from, you know, the set to the screen. It just looks weird when I speed it up. And now to build. Okay, so here's the set. You get a couple extra pieces here. Because you get the little infinity gauntlet here, you will get 4 of every little gem piece. So you get 3 extra of all 6 colors: purple, yellow, green, red, orange, and blue. Which is pretty awesome. You can use those to decorate little things. You have the Thor minifigure. So he has black adult legs. He has a black torso with a armor print on it. There's even a bit of red up here to signify where his cape attaches. He has silver arms, normal hands. He is holding the Mjolnir hammer, so it's actually cool. You have a tiny little Mjolnir and a normal size little and a what I think is a maybe to scale size Mjolnir, maybe if not just a tiny bit larger. He has a normal face with a beard on it and is sort of smiling, and then he has an angry one with his electrified eyes. And then he has sort of to the shoulder blonde hair with a red cape. For exclusive pieces, you get a left-hand number 1 in 2022 style. So they did have, and that's what the Infinity Gauntlet is. They have this exact same thing from 2018 to 2022, basically in 3 of the other Avengers sets. They look exactly the same, so maybe it is a different manufacturing process, but apparently this design is exclusive to the set in some way or form. I don't know what way, but apparently it is. So that is apparently an exclusive piece. On the platform, you also get a little Minecraft head to signify the Tesseract, and just a little ball of flames to signify the eternal flame that's kept in Odin's vault. And then you get the big set. So, on the stand here, you have a little plaque with Lego the Infinity Saga and Mjolnir right here. And then you get the stand, which is sort of off at a bit of an angle, and the actual piece that it goes on. So the top of the hammer here will just fit right in there. So you'll sort of back this part against here, and then it'll stay there. As for the hammer itself, this is a very sturdy brick-built Lego. Like, you can really hit stuff with it, which you shouldn't be doing, but if you wanted to, you really can, and it's going to stay together. It's really well built. So you have okay, well, when that's not happening, you have a little rubber strap on the end here to signify the wrist strap that Thor uses when he's flying. You have a very long handle here, which does actually sort of one-handed, but it does sort of have a thing where you could do two-handed here. And then you have the big head on here. It's basically takes the designs from a movie, other than a small section that should be a little bit indented right here. It is basically a replica. You can take off the panels here and stick this inside of the hammer if you want, and there's either side there's little studs in there that'll allow you to keep the little display in there. It is a little difficult to get out. You have to be sort of careful there, or else you get pieces lost inside the hammer, but you can store that in there if you don't want to have it on. But I think when I display this, I'm just gonna have it I'm just gonna have mine on the actual stand there. And that's pretty much it for the hammer. This is sort of like the Infinity Gauntlet. This is mainly display, although I'm gonna be quite honest with you, you could play with this. Like, the handle may twist a tiny bit, but other than that, this is extremely solidly built. It is a very nice solid little set here. So, for the build, I'm going to give it a 4. It's a really cool build. There are some interesting techniques in the way that the stand is done, and the hammer basically can teach you how to make something with a lot of rigidity, which it has. It's extremely repetitive. So, the ends of the... Basically what you're doing here is that these ends of the hammer are built the exact same way on either side, so you have to build them twice. When you're doing this stuff, basically you are building the middle section ends here, one for each side. You are then basically building each side of this twice. So you're basically, the entire thing is about repetition, which, yes, to make something like this, you do need repetition, although it does get very boring after, you do it once and then you have to do it again. And it's basically like that for the entire time. Like, you build a hammer or handle, and you have to build 9 separate sections in here. You have to build 2 separate rigid structures in there to keep it, you know, together. And then you have to put these little arched pieces on here over and over and over again. There's, I think, about over 100, easily over 100 of these that you have to put in here. Yeah, I think even just for the brown pieces, there's over 100. So of all the arch pieces total, there's over 100 that you just put on the handle to make it look nice. So this is an extremely repetitive set, but it's a cool set that does teach you some really some really good techniques, which is why instead of getting a 3, it is getting a 4. But I really wouldn't put this in the 5. It's cool, but I will save that for the display. For the play, I'm going to give it a 4. You get a little Thor minifigure, and you get a little several things like the Tesseract, the Infinity Gauntlet, and the little flame here. You do get a literal giant hammer that you can play with. So play is going to get a 4. There is a bit of play in this set, as sort of deceptive as you may think. It's mainly a display, but you do get quite a bit of play throughout this thing. For the display, I'm going to give this a 5. This is a really cool display, including when you add, you know, this on somewhere, even if it's just sort of sitting on the edge right there. This is a really neat display. You got Thor with his, you know, the minifigure hammer version with the giant hammer. You have all of these little things here that can be displayed beside it, and then you have the giant hammer on sort of the like electrified ground here, which has a very interesting use. It's using the new road plates just as the main base here. So you do, if you haven't touched road plates, because that's mainly for people who are building Lego cities, or at least wanting to combine some of the new basic city sets, you're not really touching the road plate. So it was interesting to actually be able to have, or to actually be able to get some one-on-one, you know, to get some time here with an actual road plate, even though I'm never going to, well, so far, as it is right now, I'm not going to be building any Lego cities. So it was nice to just be able to get a feel for that. So yeah, so display's going to be a 5. It is a really good display there. The value for the amount of pieces that you're getting, it's either okay, or it's either sort of okay or just not really that good. You're getting an entire little Infinity Gauntlet with all of the gems, and the gems can be used. The gems have what I call the micro rod. So it's sort of what the flames. So the flames have a bit of rod section to be able to, you know, be gripped by minifigures, and then they have the sort of miniature one coming out. So they do have the micro rod, so they can be attached to anything that allows for that to be attached to, which is a nice little thing. So they can be used in other builds. You do get a giant Mjolnir here. You get a Thor with a Mjolnir hammer, and you do get at least a road plate if you never had them. So I'm gonna have to give value of 4. It is a pretty good value. This is mainly going to be a display, so the people that this is for is going to be people who are collecting these display pieces of Marvel, mainly like the Infinity Gauntlet would definitely be one of them, and this is and this will be now, I think, the second main one, other than the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, which I think is a sort of US or UCS set for the Marvel line. But yeah, this is mainly for people who want a cool display, and it could be argued that this is for people who want a actual life-size hammer made out of Lego. And with that, we'll see you all next time.